In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro delves into the chaotic state of the financial markets, exploring whether the recent fluctuations indicate a rebound or merely a false spring. He begins by addressing the current market conditions, noting that the Dow futures and S&P 500 showed signs of recovery after a tumultuous trading session. Shapiro emphasizes the confusion surrounding the market's movements, particularly the significant swings that occurred the previous day, where the market fluctuated wildly, at one point dropping over 1,000 points before recovering. Shapiro criticizes legacy media for what he perceives as manipulative narratives that mislead the public about market realities. He asserts that at the Daily Wire, they aim to provide unfiltered news, encouraging listeners to engage in the conversation. He highlights the importance of understanding the underlying factors driving market behavior, particularly the impact of tariffs and trade negotiations. The podcast discusses a $2 trillion swing in the market, largely attributed to a false report regarding tariffs. Shapiro explains that a misleading tweet suggested a delay in the implementation of tariffs, which initially caused a market rally. However, when the White House clarified that no such delay would occur, the market reacted negatively. This incident underscores the volatility and unpredictability of the current market environment, where misinformation can lead to rapid changes in investor sentiment. Shapiro points out that the market's erratic behavior is not limited to the U.S. He references the Japanese Nikkei index, which experienced a significant drop before rebounding sharply, illustrating the global nature of market reactions to trade news. He attributes this volatility to uncertainty surrounding President Trump's trade policies and the mixed signals emanating from his administration. A central theme of the podcast is the ongoing debate over tariffs and their implications for the economy. Shapiro discusses the potential for a zero-tariff regime, suggesting that Trump's initial aggressive stance on tariffs may have been a strategy to bring other nations to the negotiating table. He cites Victor Davis Hanson, who argues that the focus should be on reciprocity in trade agreements rather than strict restrictions that could harm American consumers. Shapiro expresses concern that if the administration continues down a path of restrictionism, it could lead to negative consequences for the broader economy. He emphasizes the need for clarity in Trump's trade objectives, questioning whether the administration seeks to reduce trade barriers or simply impose tariffs for protectionist reasons. The podcast highlights the importance of maintaining strong relationships with allies while addressing the challenges posed by countries like China. As the discussion progresses, Shapiro outlines the potential economic fallout from the current tariff regime. He cites estimates indicating that auto tariffs could significantly increase vehicle prices, leading to higher costs for consumers. He warns that the longer tariffs remain in place, the more likely it is that American consumers will feel the financial strain. Shapiro argues that the administration must navigate these challenges carefully to avoid triggering a recession. He also touches on the political implications of the tariff policies, noting that both Republicans and Democrats are closely watching the economic landscape. Shapiro points out that if the economy falters, Trump will bear the brunt of the blame, regardless of the underlying causes. He emphasizes the need for the administration to pivot towards negotiating favorable trade deals to stabilize the market and restore confidence. Throughout the podcast, Shapiro stresses the importance of clear communication from the Trump administration regarding its trade policies. He argues that mixed messages create uncertainty in the markets, making it difficult for investors to make informed decisions. Shapiro highlights the need for Trump to articulate a clear endgame for his tariff strategy, suggesting that a focus on negotiations could alleviate market fears. He references recent comments from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who has urged Trump to emphasize the potential for favorable trade deals. Shapiro believes that if the administration can successfully negotiate with allies, it could lead to a more stable economic environment and bolster Trump's standing as a pro-growth president. Shapiro also contextualizes the current market turmoil within the broader economic landscape. He discusses the historical shifts in American employment, noting that manufacturing jobs have declined significantly over the years. He argues that the focus should be on creating a fairer trade environment that benefits American workers without resorting to protectionist measures that could stifle growth. As the podcast concludes, Shapiro reiterates the need for the Trump administration to take advantage of the current leverage it holds in trade negotiations. He emphasizes that the stakes are high, and the decisions made in the coming days will have lasting implications for the economy and the markets. Shapiro encourages listeners to remain engaged and informed as the situation develops, underscoring the importance of understanding the complexities of trade and its impact on everyday life.